A single word is now driving the Washington-Tehran standoff: capitulated. President Donald Trump, according to his envoy, is curious why Iran hasn't yielded under mounting U.S. pressure. Warships are in position, talks are stalled, and the question hanging in the air: why hasn't Tehran blinked? A revealing admission from Washington. In an interview with Fox News, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff disclosed that President Donald Trump is curious why Iran has not capitulated despite what he describes as significant American military pressure in the region. The word frustrated was avoided, but the implication was clear. The White House expected movement. Witkoff said Trump personally raised the question. With U.S. naval and sea power positioned strategically, Washington believed Tehran would feel compelled to yield. Instead, Iran has held its ground. Nuclear negotiations remain stalled on core issues, and neither side appears ready to concede. According to Witkoff, the U.S. expectation is straightforward. Washington wants Iran to formally declare that it does not seek a nuclear weapon and to present concrete, verifiable steps to prove it. In the absence of that declaration, progress remains frozen. The envoy was careful with his wording. He stopped short of saying the president is frustrated. Instead, he emphasized that Trump believes he has plenty of alternatives. That phrase carries weight. Alternatives could mean diplomatic pressure, economic tools, or something more forceful. Behind the scenes, the military backdrop is impossible to ignore. The U.S. has deployed significant naval assets to the region, projecting power across key waterways. The expectation in Washington: overwhelming force would accelerate compliance. But Tehran's posture suggests a different calculation. Iran has not issued the declaration Washington seeks, nor has it outlined new concessions on its nuclear program. From Tehran's perspective, negotiations continue, but surrender is not on the agenda. The gap between pressure and capitulation remains wide.
A surge in the skies. According to the open-source intelligence monitor, at least 9 C-17 military transport aircraft are now en route toward the Middle East. Hours later, that number appeared to grow. Reports indicate at least 10 U.S. Air Force C-17A Globemaster III aircraft airborne from the U.S. East Coast, bound for Europe. Flight tracking data shows many of these aircraft originating from Fort Hood, Texas. The heavy-lift C-17 is designed to transport troops, armored vehicles, missile systems, and air defense platforms across continents in a single hop. When multiple Globemasters launch within hours of each other, it signals movement at scale. The open-source intelligence monitor describes the flow as endless weapons and equipment now being sent toward the region. While official Pentagon confirmation remains limited, analysts tracking military logistics believe the flights could be linked to repositioning air defense assets closer to the Middle East theater. Then comes a striking headline from RT News: Pentagon biggest buildup at Iran's door since 2003 Iraq invasion. The outlet claims this is the most significant concentration of U.S. military assets near Iran since the run-up to the Iraq War. That comparison alone raises eyebrows. 2003 marked one of the largest U.S. force mobilizations in modern history. One location drawing attention is Sultan Air Base. According to RT News, it is the last time such a Pentagon mass was seen at the facility. Historically, Sultan Air Base has served as a strategic launch and logistics hub for U.S. operations in the Gulf region. Increased activity there suggests forward positioning, not routine training. So what might be moving? The C-17 can carry Patriot missile batteries, counter-drone systems, radar platforms, and rapid response troops. If air defense assets are indeed being deployed, that would point to preparations aimed at shielding bases and allies from potential missile or drone threats. A narrow diplomatic window, a token nuclear compromise, and, on the other end of the spectrum, a strike on Iran's supreme leader. As Washington weighs its next move, President Trump is facing two radically different paths: a limited enrichment deal with Tehran or military options that could redraw the region overnight. Behind closed doors, the Trump administration is weighing starkly different options on Iran. According to Axios, U.S. officials say Washington could consider allowing limited or token nuclear enrichment, but only if it leaves no pathway to a bomb. Publicly, the U.S. position remains zero enrichment on Iranian soil. At the same time, President Trump has been presented with military options that go far beyond targeted strikes on nuclear facilities. One scenario discussed in briefings would directly target Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and his inner circle, including his son Mujtaba. Sources say multiple strike options are on the table. Diplomatically, Iran is expected to submit a written proposal within days. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has indicated the draft will include political commitments and technical measures to ensure the nuclear program remains peaceful. U.S. officials say the proposal must be detailed and convincing to overcome skepticism inside the administration. The two sides remain publicly divided. Tehran insists it will not give up its right to enrichment. Trump has repeatedly said Iran must not enrich uranium at all. Yet behind the scenes, mediators from Oman and Qatar are urging both sides to craft a deal that allows each to claim victory.